Hi, I'm Watch This Review, and this is The Creeper. Now, for those of you not familiar with this character, welcome to the club. I saw him in one episode of Batman the Animated Series, but, that's basically my entire knowledge right there. So yeah, he seems like a really cool character and everything. He had sort of a whole freakazoid thing going on in that episode. As I understand it, he drank some insanity serum or something that gave him powers. I don't know. I don't know much about this character at all, other than, out of the ones in this wave, I kind of did want to pick him up. But, just given that this was a pretty strong wave, he was only like my, second to least pickup, because the only one I kind of was iffy on was Mercury. Everybody else in this wave I thought was pretty solid. But I'm babbling about this stuff, so I'm gonna get this package open. Yeah. The Creeper comes with the right arm of Bane, and whenever I saw the arm pieces, they look kind of small to me, so I was assuming that Bane was a smaller collect and connect, but whenever I opened the pack with the leg pieces, they look kind of large, so I thought that he was a bigger one, but, they all sort of match when you have them all together, and, with this arm, I thus complete Bane. Yeah. Pretty wicked looking. On to the Creeper, though. Now, this is probably one of those figures where it's just really essential that you give him open hands and, the whole ball and sockets, the elbows, just for these kind of crazy creeping poses. I doubt the character actually does a lot of this, but, come on. It's kind of irresistible. One sort of issue is the joints of mine are kind of weak. Also, you'll notice these double-jointed knees, but that doesn't matter because get a load of this. See that sculpting? Yep. You really can't make use of the double joints, so I'm not sure why they opted for double instead of single, but hey, whatever. Whatever gets the box of oranges up the staircase to prevent the scurvy. Yeah. Now, the head sculpt is greatly reminiscent of Joker, and, I wouldn't be at all surprised if they did end up recycling this head for him at some point. On the sort of fur thing here is a soft rubbery plastic, kind of like the material they use for the capes, but, just a lot thicker. It's got little patterning and lines and stuff. Really not much articulation. And it looks like it's probably glued rather than pegged on. So, in terms of paint, it's just solid tone here for his little underoos. The gloves, looks like there's some shadowing and toning going on. Really no paint to speak of on the, cloaky thingy. A little bit of, dark highlights on the hair. And then for the yellow flesh portions, or is it flesh portions? I think it might actually, skin actually turns during the transformation, so it's kind of like the Joker's in turn 1 is sort of permanent transformation. But you'll notice that you have a lot of gradient color stuff on this, and, a lot more impressive shadowing. Not as evident as on the face, though. It looks like they just kind of stuck with one tone. It looks a little bit deeper than the body itself. Yeah. One aptly named dude. The Creeper really looks cool in a lot of crouching positions, although, given the joint strength in mine, I'm not sure how long I'll actually leave him in poses like this. The other thing you kind of have to note is, just when he's standing up straight, he kind of reminds me of Craven, which kind of bugs me a little bit. But besides that, he is a somewhat taller figure, so he's got like half the head on Superman here. It's actually right about the same side as the Sinestro Corps Scarecrow. Though even then I think he's, just a little bit taller. Of course, I'm not really familiar with how tall he is in the comics, so I mean that probably is like the right height and everything, but I don't know, just for my whole personal thing, I do kind of prefer the whole crouching, creepy, spooky-ish poses. Oh, that's kind of weird looking. But given that he's called the Creeper, I guess weird works. And again, also just because he's got a really thin body mold, and his cape piece does kind of weigh down on him. So it's easier to kind of balance him when he's crouched forward a little bit than as opposed to just standing straight. In terms of articulation, though, I mean, first off, he does have the softer, rubbery fingers, so, I mean, if you wanted to, I guess, have him hold something, you possibly could. Other than that, you have the ball and socket wrists with a tremendous range of motion. Really like these. I hope that they do kind of implement them more often. Double pin joints here at the elbow. Unlike the knees, this is unobtrusive, there's no hindrance. Point of rotation at the bicep. I don't know, his whole bicep section just looks so neat. Because, the actual bicep isn't much bigger than the arm here. I suppose the Superman's biceps look quite a bit larger. Head, sort of usual range of motion, the up, down, a lot of side to side, but it's kind of impeded by the cloak. Of course, you can get a lot of sort of natural poses for the character with the head here. Ab/dive joint. Granted, you probably won't be having to go back that far anyway. Point of rotation waist. Legs have the usual forward out. Point here at the upper thigh. Again, might as well just be a single pin here. Then a point at the ankle. All in all, the Creeper looks a lot better out of box than he does on the shelf, and probably will look quite a bit better in person than he does in the video, because I don't think it picks up the yellows quite so well. Depending on how you have him posed, he probably will also look a lot cooler than, he might in other poses. Now, I do like this figure quite a bit, but, just again, because there are so many really awesome figures this wave, he doesn't really rank as far up there as he might if he'd been tossed in a wave with characters that I'm not as fond of, or designs that I'm not as fond of. But yeah, this has been a look at the Creeper from the Bane wave. And I now have a complete Bane, so, look forward to that. Until next time, folks.